We just saw November Man, and on this show I take my friends, we go see a movie, we review it in the car afterwards and have a movie discussion. The review part is kind of spoiler-free, kind of if you're on the fence and you're trying to decide if you want to see the movie or not. The discussion part that follows that potentially gets into spoilers, so if it sounds like something that you want to go see, definitely go check it out. Don't let us ruin anything for you. This movie to me, from the previews, looked like it was going to be sort of a James Bond light. They were really pushing the fact that here's Pierce Brosnan doing James Bond kind of things, but it had kind of a more modern edge to it. For the most part, that's what this movie was like. It had some plot twists and turns that are sort of par for the course for modern spy movies, modern action movies. Just overall, it just felt really bland to me. I wasn't invested in any of the characters. I never got past the fact that I was watching Pierce Brosnan do something. It wasn't. He never became a character in this movie. He was just always Pierce Brosnan to me. And a lot of things happen where you're constantly, second guessing whether the person that you're watching is a good on the good side or the bad side. Pierce Brosnan himself, you wonder whether that character is a good guy, a character or not. And it's not that I don't like movies with gray morality. It's just that this one was it seemed very muddled. The plot was kind of bland overall. And there were some, I like action movies where you kind of feel a little bit empowered, or maybe you feel like you want to see this character get revenge or whatever, and you want to see that through. This movie just felt like anytime it got super into a violent scene or super into an action scene, it was all about shocking the audience. There was a really harrowing sexual assault scene. There were a lot of, really pumped up bullet noises to just make everything seem more in your face than it really was. So, at any rate, I mean, I wouldn't rush out and see this one in the theater. It might be one to catch on a rental at some point, but I honestly think I probably would have turned it off halfway through if I'd have watched it at home and finished it another time, because it just wasn't doing it for me. So, what did you guys think?
I actually enjoyed it. I get some points. It had some blandness. It had all the forced twists and turns that you'd expect. But I actually think Brosnan did a really good job. I was expecting him to go in there and be debonair, charming guy, and he was kind of a crude character.
Mm-hmm.
And that threw me off enough that I was interested. I thought the action's just well shot.
Yeah,
you got some points of sound effects, and they definitely did not pull any punches on the violence. Overall, it's a rental movie. I would rent it. I'd enjoy it.
What do you think, Cal?
I probably liked it the most, I guess. I did enjoy it. I didn't really find it bland, although some of the twists did seem a bit written in. But overall, I really did enjoy it. And as for the violence stuff, they are assassins, and that real kind of stuff wouldn't be 10-minute punch outs. It would literally be going for the throat and that kind of stuff. Very, very short fighting scenes. But I did enjoy it, and I did enjoy the interplay between the younger guy and Brosnan. So it was, in general, I mean, I don't know if it's worth going to see at the movie theater, but it's definitely worth checking out sometime.
Okay, well, that's the basic review. We'll probably get into a little bit more spoilers here and talk about some more things. So if you do want to see this movie, here's the time to stop watching. Otherwise, if you don't care, go ahead and keep listening on. I mean, you mentioned, to your point about Pierce Brosnan wasn't the debonair, charming character that you expect him to be. I agree with that. I think he was more going for a Jason Statham type of character.
Actually, maybe he was going for a modern Bond character, because he kind of out-Bonded Bond in this film, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was a couple of moments where I love Daniel Craig as James Bond. And I liked Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. He just didn't get great scripts like Daniel Craig does. But like when I saw him on screen at times, I actually kind of missed Pierce Brosnan. There's a certain suaveness to his
and
his character that
when his like baby mama or whatever she was gets killed.
Yeah.
That was very James Daniel Craig or
Right,
James
Casino
Bond,
Royale.
Casino Royale
Yeah.
type of thing.
kind of shades of that.
And they kind of punched that hit very hard.
But I also felt like, and that was kind of the emotional
Yeah.
core of the movie. I mean, they kept throwing other stuff in there. They had, him get the younger guy to make the choice between saving that woman's life or chasing after him. And
Femoral artery.
yeah, he cut her femoral artery.
Oh my god.
I just like the character that he trained should have been like the second most screen time of the movie.
Yeah,
like we should have been guessing.
That was the
Yeah.
most interesting part of the film, I think, was the interplay between the
and
two.
he disappeared for like a whole act.
Too
of the
long,
movie.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
all of Act 2, he was just missing.
That's a good criticism
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
that was interesting between the two of them, and it didn't play out exactly like I thought it was gonna.
They did pump that as being what the movie was really about.
In the
and-
trailers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
be fair, he got a good. He did have about a third of the movie. He had solid.
There was a lot going on, a lot of bunny trails and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think those two characters were the most
And lots
interesting.
of like characters that went nowhere, like that female assassin
Yeah.
character that I was talking about. Like, who does she work for? What does she have to do anything? Why did she just disappear after getting shoveled to the face?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did she?
I thought
why
she
was
gonna
that
pick a
over
rapier.
the
Why,
end?
why did she come up there at the end and just like take them all out and just like tragedy everywhere? I
Exactly.
don't know.
Exactly. I didn't get that. I thought it was obviously also building toward that, like Mira was going to replace his girlfriend or wife or whatever.
I'm glad they didn't pull the trigger on that one.
but they didn't like really follow through on that
Uh-huh.
because that's a pretty seriously like it's too much. It's too soon for one thing, but it's also such a disproportionate age thing. It's
Yeah,
like
it's weird.
40-year age difference.
No, she's like she's a lot older than she looks. She just looks
is she?
amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, she looks amazing.
she looks
Yeah,
amazing. then.
absolutely.
They do cap off the movie with that assassination that was of the general who's trying to be the president
Yeah.
of Russia, and it's like
That like
Russian.
director, like
Yeah.
bam, directed by.
right. I'm just like that seems like. I feel like in a Bourne movie, they wouldn't have ended with that. They would have ended with a newspaper article on somebody's desk showing that happened.
Yeah,
So, a bit much right there. It was like, okay, that's a
I don't know. I
Where they close
disagree.
out.
I think it's part of the philosophy of the movie. I mean, he talks about the bullet traveling at 4 times the speed of sound and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. It's all about I thought it fitted nicely.
it just
with
doesn't
what the
tell you
movie
who
was.
killed him.
No.
That's the interesting question.
And the key thing
who
is it doesn't
was.
matter. It's
Well-
all power players, and
Yeah.
each person uses each country uses morality in their own way to basically feed their own selfishness.
But they bring this Mira character in, and as she is like in the other room breaking the mirror and making a knife, they flash back to her being raped, and that's like
Which is not violent. I mean, it's not
Well-
graphically shown. It's just gross the thought of
it's
it.
really harrowing.
Yeah,
like-
well, that's good how they did it though. It's
If
not
you-
graphic. It's not like you're seeing.
I don't know about that because I would say like
you went to POV mode there. It was that's a bit much.
what I'm saying is that
But I mean, it was creative in that it wasn't violent. They didn't show
but
stuff. It was just was the horrible.
it's
thought of-
psychological.
Yes.
And the problem with that is that there are probably people who will see this movie expecting a kick-ass, fun, good time,
Sure.
who will have trigger problems
Sure.
with that
Yeah.
depiction of sexual assault.
They
Sure.
could have implied that and just stopped right
It was
before.
so over, like, it literally happened like seconds before we're justifying why she's killing this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we don't flash back to
This
it
is her
beforehand,
horrible memories, though.
or it's not like afterwards or anything like that.
Yeah.
That they explain that's why she did it.
Yeah. Sure.
That sort of thing. Because all it would have taken was a couple of lines of, he killed my whole family.
Yeah.
And you have like that one snapshot of him killing your whole family.
Yeah, sure.
And then he
And
assaulted
in
me, and you just
general-
saw him like taking his belt off, and
Yeah.
that's it. That's all
Yeah.
you need.
I mean, they were trying to sell the fact that there's a big plot twist all of a sudden, and you're just like, holy shit. Which, yeah, fair. I didn't see it coming.
But as soon as
I
she
will admit
walked
that.
into the room with that hair,
well,
with that
yeah,
wig
as-
on,
with
I was
that wig
like,
on, you're like,
she's
yeah,
going to kill them.
She's gonna try to kill him anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have subdued that and just implied it.
Which is true for
That-
a lot of movie stuff, though. I think a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in general can be implied, and I don't think there's need for graphic stuff in general.
Like, I
I don't
don't-
think it's special about this movie.
I don't think 3 Days to Kill was like a super awesome movie or anything, but it was miles and better than this.
I didn't see that one.
3 Days to Kill with Kevin Costner. And
Yeah.
It was a Luc Besson script. It's got a lot of Luc Besson tropes in it, but like it's Kevin Costner playing a Jason Bourne type of character or a Jason
right.
Statham type of character.
Yeah. I missed that
And it's similar in that it's like sort of a aging guy in one of those roles, but
one.
that movie has a sense of humor. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
This
And it has tons of action scenes in
this
it.
had no laughs,
No, it
no
was
comedic relief.
dire.
That's true. It's very fucking dire.
It was dire.
Okay, yeah.
Do you guys have any other things?
Well, no, that's exactly what they said about the November Man. He was like
No, but yeah,
dire, or
yeah.
they give him some description
No,
like
they-
that. He was kind of bleak.
They
He's
they
just a bleak
they
guy.
did a good job justifying everything they did in the
Yeah.
movie. It's just, you know,
It's got some.
I'm mixed. I'm mixed
The
on
feel
it.
bad hit of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
At the same time-
enjoyed it because it stayed true to what it is. It didn't try to go outside it. It wasn't trying to, like, there was no comedy sidekick. There was nothing like that. I don't think this, I think that would have been a disservice to the story.
Yeah.
I did enjoy, there was a bit of intrigue, and, you know, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'll stick to the side of I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
it definitely.
Like, I enjoyed it. You're in the middle. You're in no way.
Yeah, I'm middle. I
We're
mean,
kind of like,
Yeah, it felt like made for TV to me. Just a little too much. And
well,
maybe that's
they couldn't get away with raw dogging it on TV.
the screenwriter was the guy that wrote The Last Resort, which I did really like, but he's kind of a television writer. So anyway, that's the November Man. Hope you enjoyed our review. Please like us, subscribe to us, and check out all the written and video reviews at DaleMaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.